Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Liberated Woman podcast. I am loving doing my episodes now from the comfort of my hammock, as you can see if you are watching me on YouTube, or if you are tuning in and you are listening, then you'll know that I just did my last episode from the comfort of my hammock too, because I said, screw it to the professional desk with the microphone and the ring light and all of the rest of it, which, as much as I love being professional, there's something very liberating about being able to talk to you from the comfort of my hammock whilst the sun shines down on my face in the jungle here in Costa Rica. So I hope that you enjoy the relaxed attitude of this episode, of the following episodes that I might do from my hammock. And if you are watching this on YouTube, you can just enjoy the ambiance of the swinging of myself in this hammock and just the relaxed and chilled atmosphere at 4 o'clock in the afternoon in the jungle in Costa Rica. In today's episode, I really want to talk to the fact that there is such a power in being witnessed in all of your humanness and your messiness and your chaotic feminine energy. Now, many women that I've worked with in my one-to-one containers, in women's circles, in group settings, during breathwork journeys, ancestral healing sessions, or light language activations, come to me and say that they are scared to be witnessed and they're apologetic for it. I'm sorry, I'm a burden to you. It happened actually just today with a client of mine when, in the middle of the journey that we were on, she apologized because my body was experiencing things that she was experiencing in her body. But that's just the way that I work in my sessions. I'm a conduit and I'm a psychic and I'm an oracle and I feel the things that are in your body. So there's no reason for her to apologize. I'm there to energetically hold the space for her. And I reminded her, hey, like, you're paying me to be in my space right now. You are literally paying me to hold you energetically and emotionally right now in this space as we journey together. So there's no apologies needed. I love witnessing you in your chaos and your mess and all of your feminine energy because that's what makes it real and raw and human. And for so long, the feminine has had to be performative in order to succeed. The feminine has had to put on a pretty face and dress a certain way and speak a certain way in order to be accepted into society. And we are literally unmasking ourselves and unlearning this right now in this revolution of women who have come to understand that there is so much more power in being authentically yourself, in true liberation, is just not giving two hoots about the way that other people perceive you and being truly organically yourself. None of this perfection BS. And I say this with love as a recovering perfectionist, the one that wanted to sit at the desk with the microphone and the ring light and make sure that everything was perfect and I looked perfect for these videos. But I honestly don't care anymore because you are receiving the essence of me. This is my true essence. Me, 4:17 in the afternoon in Costa Rica in the jungle, chilling in the hammock, trying to bat off mosquitoes from my feet as I speak. This is the true essence of me. Why would I try and hide that from you? I don't need to hide behind this mask of perfectionism for you to like me. And you either like me as I am or you don't, and that's okay. You get to choose if you want to be in my world or not. I'm never going to force you because energy doesn't lie. And this is the most liberating thing that we as women can really experience. And I want to give you a couple of examples of things that have happened recently where, first of all, I've been witnessed. And second of all, other women in my space have been witnessed, and how powerful that truly is. So, the first story that I want to share with you around the power of being witnessed as a woman by other women is there is a lady here in Costa Rica in my area who has been running dance classes, but it's not like choreographed dance. It's really beautiful, sensual, almost sexual, really, dance where we get to really be in tune with our bodies and find new ways of moving ourselves that feels very juicy and very sensual and brings out this erotic nature that lives within us that many women have been shamed for and shunned and have had to hide. And then there's like this performative aspect to sex and all of this stuff. And so I knew I needed to go to this class because it's one of the things that I've struggled with throughout my journey from being in such a frozen state for so many years in my PTSD to really finding my body through breath work, through ecstatic dance, through movement, through somatic practices, through my light language, through ceremony, really coming back to my body and then encouraging other women to do the same. But still there's like a slight bit of um I'm not sexy enough, or I'm not sensual enough, or I'm not connected enough to be able to really enjoy myself in my full juiciness. So I went to this class, and in the class we had to witness other women doing their dances. We had to literally witness it, watch it. And I found it so incredibly beautiful to witness these other women in their full, juicy, erotic, sensual self. And me of a few years ago would have witnessed that and been super triggered and think, oh my goodness, there's no way I can do that. Like, I'm so rubbish at this. I'm so disconnected. How comes they look so beautiful and sensual and wild and liberated, and I'm so frozen and stuck? That was me a few years ago. But this time, when I watched these women and I got to witness them in their full beautiful feminine essence, I was triggered, but in a totally different way. This time, the triggering came through as, wow, how beautiful is this to watch? How beautiful is this to witness? And actually, I want that too. I want to be that sexual. I want to be that sensual. I want to be that liberated in my body. And I already am to when I think about where I came from on my journey to now, I've liberated so much in that area. But witnessing them and watching them, I was like, wow. Oh my goodness. The feminine is so beautiful to watch. What a piece of art. What an art form it is to be a woman. Oh my goodness. What an art form, the curves, the moves, the connection to the body, the juiciness of it all. And so I really noticed how different my trigger was that time of like, oh my goodness, I'm not triggered by you because I think that I'm unavailable for this and I'm not good enough for this and I'm unworthy of this. I'm triggered in a way of like, I want to expand into this. I want to look the way you do. It looks so fun, so juicy, so playful. And I've been back to a couple of classes since, and yeah, definitely working through some of the uncomfortableness around it. And then having women witness me in return. Like, we take it in turns to witness each other in this dance, and it's a vulnerable space, to be witnessed in your messiness and your rawness and your feminine and your sensuality. Is really vulnerable to put yourself in that position, but it's also just so beautiful, so incredibly beautiful. And I really share this part of the story with you because I want you to know how beautiful your vulnerability is, how incredible it is to get to be witnessed by other women and be held in that space in all of your wildness and your rawness, and how you don't need to make an apology for being you, and you don't need to make an apology for showing your true self, and you don't need to make an apology for being too much and taking up space. You're not a burden. You are a beautiful work of art that is oozing and dripping with life force energy. Let's witness it. Let's expand into that. How beautiful. Oh my goodness. What a turn on. What a turn on of life it is to see another woman in her full expression, unapologetically. Yes. The other story that I want to share with you is in a recent women's circle. One of the participants was feeling a lot of anger. She'd stored a lot of stored anger in her body, and she shared it in the circle. that she was feeling angry and she didn't know what to do about it. And it gave permission to the other women in the circle to say, hey, do you know what? I'm also feeling a lot of rage and a lot of anger right now. Thank you so much for being vulnerable and going first and sharing that so that I have the permission to also feel the same as you and also be witnessed in my anger. And so in the circle, I encouraged her to move through that anger. And we all witnessed her. And I said to her, you can turn the camera off whilst I guide you and support you through this process, or you can keep your camera on and you can be witnessed by the other women in the circle. And that could be super empowering for you and for them. And she decided to keep the camera on. And we watched her as she went into her rage and scream into a pillow and pump fists at the pillow and yell it out and scream it out and move it. And I encouraged her to shake and to get out her words and to use her language and her energy to say what it is that she needed to say, to get it out of her mind and out of her body and dispel it and dissolve it. And once she'd been witnessed, not only were the other women in total awe of witnessing that and being like, wow, she went and did it. She only went and fucking did it. And now I have permission to do that too and be witnessed in my rage and be witnessed in my anger and my rawness and my vulnerability and my sadness. It's okay to cry in front of other women. We don't have to put up this front and show that we're strong all the time. And at the end of that journey, she said, wow, I think I've done the spiritual loop of coming back to love. And she started to cry and she said, I love you all so much. Like, I love you. Thank you for holding me in this. Thank you for witnessing me. Thank you. I've come back to love. I love you. I love myself in this moment. And it was this beautiful journey of like just allowing yourself to be witnessed. And it also happens a lot during my client journeys when I'm giving breathwork sessions. And when you come into a somatic experience with me, like breathwork, you're often going to find that your body takes over. You're going into an altered state of consciousness and your body takes over. And there are these moments where your body might go wild, like really wild. Your body might start to move. You might start to cry. You might have rage or different emotions coming up. You might need to scream, move, shake. You might experience expressions of yourself that you have never expressed before. And sometimes my clients will say to me, I'm so sorry, I'm taking up too much space. Like I'm embarrassed for you to witness me this way. And I always continue to encourage them to continue expressing and know that there's no apology in this space. And once again, you've paid to come and be in my space for me to hold you. That's what I'm there for. I'm there to witness you, encourage you, hold you, guide you, support you, help you to clear through so much of the shame that we hold as women around being witnessed in our full liberation. And honestly, allowing yourself to be witnessed, especially by other women, without judgment and just being held in circles, especially in sacred women's circles, is the most liberating thing that you can do. Oh my God, I never forget the first time I went to a women's circle and I was so full of anger at this time. I was living in Israel. It's like in 2018, I was going through my spiritual awakening. I went to a women's circle and I remember walking up to that rooftop on the apartment in Tel Aviv and sitting down and hearing other people, other women sharing their vulnerable stories and just being so in awe of it. And it came to my turn and I just let rip. I just had to get all of my rage and my anger out. And you know what was so flippin' incredible? They just held me. They just held me. Nobody judged me. Nobody offered me advice. Nobody offered me solutions. Nobody tried to stop me. Nobody told me I was too much. Nobody told me I was going to disturb the neighbors. I was just held. One woman took my hand. Another woman passed me tissues. I said my share and we moved on. And I think I probably gave permission to a lot of other women in that circle to express their holy rage too. This is the power of women witnessing each other. I love it. I love witnessing other women in their power. I love being witnessed in my raw and messiness because it is pure primal life force. We were put on this earth to feel, and so many of us avoid and we numb out. And yes, When clients start to come on healing journeys with me, they're like, oh shit, I actually have to feel now. I've been hiding, I've been numb, I've been avoiding. Oh no, I actually have to feel. And I'm like, yeah, feeling is being alive. Feeling is being alive. Your numbness and your avoidance, it's a trauma response. I know, sis, I've been there. I was there for years after my abusive relationship, numb, totally shut down, mute. I was selectively mute for almost 2 years. Would you believe it? But I was. And here we are expressing ourselves, liberating ourselves, for our ancestors, for our legacy, for our daughters, for our sons, for our partners, for our community, for our sisters, our mothers, the earth. We're doing this beautiful, incredible work, liberating ourselves by allowing ourselves to be witnessed. And this happens so beautifully in Sacred Circle. And I would love for you to come and sit with me in the next circle on the 24th of March. We're going to be doing this in honor of the equinox. It's at 7 p.m. UK time. It's an online circle. You can join from anywhere in the world. I would love to see you there. I would love to have you be witnessed. I'd love you to witness other women. This is so liberating. I am telling you, there is nothing more beautiful than being witnessed and then witnessing other women and seeing, oh my goodness, I'm not alone. Other women are going through the same journey as me. Someone else feels as angry as me, and now I have permission to let that anger out and not be made to feel shamed for it. Oh, I actually feel really full of joy and pleasure. And someone else is like, oh, wow, I'm witnessing you and your joy and your pleasure, and I'm literally celebrating you because it's so much easier to stay in the cynicism and the difficulty than to be joyful and in pleasure. That's triggering. So come and join us for this circle. Come and be witnessed. Come and be seen. Come and be heard. Come and be held. Come and be nourished. Come away from this circle with these incredible transformations and moments, like the woman who just sat in my circle did when she said, oh, just being witnessed by you and letting that out, that anger, I've come full circle back to love. Wow. Whoa, revelation and a transformation in an hour and a half. Incredible magic alchemy this work is when we work with other women. I'm here for it until the day that I die. I was here from it from the day I was born. I've been doing this in lifetimes and lifetimes and lifetimes, and I will never stop talking about the power of women coming together to be witnessing one another, to hear, to be heard, to be seen, to be honored, to be respected, and to be loved. So come and join us, sis. My doors are wide open. I cannot wait to welcome you in. For now, wishing you a beautiful, magical day until we tune in with another episode of the Liberated Woman podcast.